Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Motherwood here. I thought I'd just take this opportunity to actually start on rebuilding my tank and dirting my tank. I was just outside doing a bit of gardening with the kids, just did a trip to Masters today, so I was digging a hole and I thought, let's save some of this dirt for the tank. Hope it's not too windy out here. Look, I've been on the hunt for a while for the Miracle Grow that everyone uses, but I have to drive past a Masters to get to a Bunnings, and I think they sell Miracle Grow at Bunnings, but so I've gone to Masters, but they don't sell anything there. So look, I was looking around trying to get the kind of plainest soil I could, something that was a bit nicer than just digging it straight up out of my yard, which is just kind of nice and just plain dirt. There's not a lot of gardening soil going around, so I kind of settled on this. So it's Searles 5-in-1 organic plant food plus. Now this is more of an additive to your soil, so I've got a bit of soil over there that was left over from the hole, and I'm going to add a bit of this stuff to it. So as you can kind of see there, it contains a lot of poo from various animals, cows, sheep, fowls, and some mushroom compost, and it's also got some worm castings and some granules and some trace elements. So look, I'm going to give this a go just to start it. You got to just do these things and start them. If you can't get your hands on the stuff you think you want, kind of think outside the box. So it says, if you're planting a tree in this stuff, dig your hole for your tree, mix 1 part of that to 4 parts soil. So I was just kind of digging through my soil over here. It's got bark in it. You can kind of see there. It was from that patch there. So I think it has had a bit of actual topsoil put through it, and it's not too bad. But I'll have to get rid of the bark and a few things in there. So I'm gonna just try and get a bit more of this, just to get a nice mix going, and I'll add that into it, a couple handfuls, and I'll probably just stick it back in this bin, 15-litre bin I think it is, and wet it down and let that lighter stuff float to the surface so I can kind of filter it out before I put it in the tank. So I guess this video will be a bit cut up during various stages of this, so this is a start at least. I've actually yet to set up my tank inside, so I'll at least get this soil going, and then when that's done I'll set the tank up inside. Alright guys, I'll see you back soon. So I've been on my dirt hunt, man. My soil around here is really crap, I swear. You go 1 inch down and you hit just hard. So I haven't got a crowbar or anything, so this is some real dry stuff off the top of where I could actually get just some nice kind of clean dirt from. So I've got about 1 inch in there. Now I've only got a 30-litre tank. So this is gonna, my tank could nearly fit in here square, so this should be plenty once I add some of this Searles 5-in-1 to it. So if this actually works, it's gonna add a lot of nutrient, good stuff. It's gonna add a lot of good stuff to the soil. So I'm gonna add, good covering of that to the top, mix it in, and wet it down and give it a good flood, because there's still lots of bark and stuff in there. Alright, I'll add that in, mix it up, get back to you. Alright, I've mixed that in, and I've got to say it's going to do something good, because as soon as I wet my hands, just mixing this in, it was, I don't know if you guys ever used sea salt or seaweed mixture before. it was just black as the ace of spades, so there's definitely some nutrients in there. So you can kind of see that's the extra watery bit just there, and there's a good bunch of mud just at the top. So I think that's it for now. I mean, I can see if I'm not going to put too much more water in it, because you can kind of see the big lumpy bits on top there. That's all the bark and stuff. So I think I should be able to, don't drop my phone, I should be able to just get that off the top. Otherwise I'm going to have to wait a while to get that, make sure that water comes off the top. But yeah, this is feeling good so far. So I reckon for today that's going to be about it. Next time you see me it'll be a different time, a different moment. So I'll see you then. Alright, so it's the next morning, and just did a bit more YouTubing last night, and I think what I might do, because there's obviously going to be a lot of extra nutrients in there. I mean, you want the nutrients, but not so much of a blowout on your tank. And I'm going to have my tank inside without much of a drain. So I'm going to fill this up a bit more and do the flood and drain. Sorry, just outside with the kids. Yeah, so I'm going to fill this up and drain it off a few times, so that'll save me doing it when it's inside and I only have small buckets and less mess to make. So yeah, I'm going to fill this up probably about halfway and kind of keep it close to the outside so I can just tip it off, and that'll help me when eventually when I put the mud in. It did drain right down last night, so it had a nice little sludge of mud happening, so I'm pretty happy.